You were right about something tonight. It was step one. You and Flex the Phenom executed it perfectly. However, step two, sadly, can't happen tonight. Because step two was very simple. It was going to be a rematch of the ages, rematch for all of the Voltage Grand fans and the fans of the Royal Order standing before you right now. It was going to be the Red Sire, TJ Sykes, taking on their beloved Facade. But there's a problem with that. Sadly, there's a problem. Because Facade isn't here tonight.
PJ's telling the truth tonight. Step two for them cannot happen. The Neon Ninja is not here. Fortunately, I can't have you put the title on the line because the next in line is Facade. Brother, don't clock out yet. You're still working. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an opponent for TJ Sykes tonight. I have an opponent for the Red Sire. Is the one, the only Beastman!
Beastman may have thought this was simply a game that we were playing. As well, he's not subtle to uppercut. As far as we know, Sykes still and chain in hand. No, this time. At this point, this is purely about survival. And the Beastman. The Beast can fall from great heights as King. Referee finally in position. And the Beastman gets it done! The Beastman able to take the title. The first ever two-time Voltage Grand Champion. Wait a second. The referee was just informed that there was something in the boot of the Beastman. We saw Flex Phenom earlier in the corner of our screen, but the Beastman has been framed. And the Royal Order are trying to implicate Beastman in an attack that they themselves perpetrated. Wait a second, the referee shouldn't call what he can't see. And this is the situation where the dastardly deeds of Captain Decapitate in the past is coming back to haunt him and his charge. That's the plan. Using the Crew of Blood's own reputation against them.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Simple Pleasure Smoke Shop here in Hagerstown, Maryland. Proudly serving the Hagerstown community since 2004. Simple Pleasure Smoke Shop, where they're always keeping it simple.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Lightning with Voltage Wrestling. This episode is brought to you by Simple Pleasures in Hagerstown, Maryland. Live the simple life. I am Jason Heat, and the simple life is not enough for these two. A tag team debut for two men who appreciate the finer things.
The team of Ace Christian and Perfection Kurt Blair.
Ace Christian and Perfection Kurt Blair finding a similar mindset that has brought them together as a tag team. This is the return of Kurt Blair. His first time wrestling in Maryland in years. Kurt Blair trained out of the Riot compound, trained by Riot City's Most Wanted. Our former grand champion Sicken took several years off to pursue his music career, and now back to the professional wrestling scene, and they are going up against this father and son duo.
Introducing their opponent, Shane Malice and Gavin Miller.
Also making their debut here in Voltage as the tag team division continues to expand and heat up. It's the Steel City Sex Pistol Shane Malice, an independent legend out of the Pittsburgh area, in the Ohio Valley region and across the Mid-Atlantic, multiple-time champion in many promotions. There has been a lot of demand for Shane Malice to appear here in Voltage Wrestling, and here he is, having made his way not alone but alongside his own son, Gavin Miller. So what a special moment. Hands extended to Christian and Blair, who don't even acknowledge. It's not just that they didn't shake the hands, it's they literally didn't even acknowledge their opponents. A lot of youth and verve on display right now in the ring, as this is Christian and Miller. Christian already seeming to take great offense at the crowd's preferential treatment toward Malice and Miller. Very expressive young man is Ace Christian. For better or for worse, Gavin Miller showing off some of those amateur wrestling credentials. Of course, the pressure of this young man having been born in the shadow of someone with the reputation of Shane Malice. And Christian not willing to take the risk. Tag in now to the debonair Kurt Blair, who has no interest in being chopped. So if he has no interest in being chopped, perhaps don't get in the ring with the Steel City Sex Pistol Shane Malice. Perhaps don't chop your opponent if you don't want a receipt. And receives one with interest. I mentioned the tag division is heating up. Wow, look at the agility by Shane Malice with the standing moonsault press. Immediately grabs control with the headlock, tag in, and if there is in any kind of pressure that Gavin Miller is under right now, tagging with his father, feeling that the weight of that on his shoulders, he is not showing it. And we see the balance of youth as Shane Malice struggling a little bit with that kip up, but he gets it. He gets it. Another moonsault, like father, like son. Last week's main event ended with TJ Sykes, our new grand champion, winning by reverse decision. We can't talk about the tag division as a tag made now without talking about the rest of the Royal Order. And while they will not be in tag action, they will be in action next week. Flex, wait, cover right there. Shane Malice is looking to put away Kurt Blair. Next week, Flex Phenom will face Party McFly and Andino, going up against the highly athletic Naeem Brooks. Clubbing blows by Shane Malice. Tag made now to Gavin Miller. Low bridge into the German suplex. And Gavin Miller now showcasing his power. This young man has so much potential. Oh, wow. This close, he says, if he's this good, this young, how great is he going to be? Christian on the outside. And look at this. Incredible. That slide under German suplex, signature offense of the Steel City Sex Pistol. But it was the recent actions of Ace Christian that turned things around for debonair Kurt Blair. The man who considers himself perfection in the ring took a long hiatus from pro wrestling in order to pursue his career. Lost someone very, very important to him and decided to rededicate his life to pro wrestling in their honor, which is what has brought back Kurt Blair to pro wrestling. Only wish that this young man had made better friends. It certainly seems like Ace Christian has been a bad influence. On Kurt Blair. Stomps to the lower back, trying to weaken the base of Gavin Miller. Smart strategy. Equally smart strategy to isolate the younger, less experienced Miller and not allow the bruising Shane Malice in. We talked about the pressure that Miller might feel having his father in the corner, but what is it like to watch your son get beaten and brutalized not 10 feet away from you and being unable to intercede? 2 thumbs right to the eyes, and our referee is giving a lot of latitude. But at a certain point, Christian is tempting a disqualification. Gavin Miller clutching the open air, seemingly begging for mercy. Twisting European uppercut is good for 2. And as talented as Ace Christian is, his temper is proving to be an Achilles heel. You'll notice the difference between Christian and Malice and Miller, and how quickly after getting a 2 count, they proceed back on the offense. Jumps right into a potential signature German suplex. Now Miller's got to make a decision. Does he continue the fight or try and cross the long, long road to make the tag to a man with more experience, more credibility than anyone else in this match, maybe just as much as anyone on the roster? What an addition to Voltage Wrestling it is to finally have Shane Malice in the building. And the tag is, no, just short, and it's made. Get ready to take a Pittsburgh plunge. They say iron sharpens iron, but Shane Malice is already steel. He's as sharp as it gets. Pop-up! Powerbomb into the backbreaker. Devastating. Potentially career-altering offense by Shane Malice. And these two young men, Blair and Christian, they may be at the stage of their career where they're not going to feel it in the morning, but they're going to feel offense like this years down the line in their bones. They're going to remember, oh, right, that's when Shane Malice destroyed my quality of life. Are we looking for a package pile driver? We are! Familial devastation and a successful debut for Shane Malice and Gavin Miller.
Shane Malice and Gavin Miller.
What an exciting addition to our tag team division. Bound by blood, Shane Malice taking his son under his wing, passing on the secrets of the family business, leading him to success.
Tonight's broadcast of Voltage Wrestling is brought to you by Hagerstown Eats. For the best food and drink recommendations here in the Hagerstown, Maryland area, visit Hagerstown Eats on all of your social media platforms.
ExponentUSA.com. If you don't know, now you know. I am Display J. Like our man Eddie says,
You've got a guy.
that would be me for your upcoming trade show, live event, marketing event, stage performance, whatever you need. I'm the guy, the king of all backdrops, including backlit, retractable banner stands, printed table throws, tents, flags, whatever you need, indoors and outdoors for the upcoming event. Let me know. With 3 facilities around the country, I make things happen, especially right here in the DMV area. Plus, free delivery.
You've got a guy. Call Display J at 301-378-9363 or at ExpoNetUSA.com.
Attention all smokers, tokers, and true connoisseurs. Simple Pleasures is your one-stop hemp and smoke shop right here in Hagerstown. From premium flower and potent THCA to exclusive glass pieces and the best vapes in the game, we've got everything you need. And now, catch us on the Smoke Me Out podcast, where we bring the biggest names, community leaders, and the latest in the industry. So whether you're rolling up, dabbing out, or just vibing, Simple Pleasures has your back. Pull up today or shop online. Simple Pleasures. Shop, smoke, chill, repeat.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Simple Pleasure Smoke Shop here in Hagerstown, Maryland. Proudly serving the Hagerstown community since 2004. Simple Pleasure Smoke Shop, where they're always keeping it simple. Ladies and gentlemen, huge championship matches signed for summer events. Saturday, June 21st at 3 p.m., our main event will be former WWE superstar Ricardo Rodriguez against the champion TJ Sykes. That's going down at Thick and Thin Brewery in Hagerstown. Tickets are on sale for that event now at VoltageWrestling.com. Also, later on in the summer, Wrestling Night at Meritus Park. Heath Slater and Rhino have already been announced. They'll be in action in the main event. But the championship match that evening, the Grand Championship match, will feature Facade, the Neon Ninja, getting his rematch against the now champion TJ Sykes. You don't want to miss these events. Tickets are on sale now at www.voltagewrestling.com.
From Slime Rock, Wyoming,
Welcome back to Thursday Night Lightning here with Voltage Wrestling. I remain your hero, Jason Heat. Cowpoke Paul recently made his return, facing down the Beast Man, an old familiar nemesis of his, the former Lightning champion. And this match is brought to you by Exponet USA. Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lightning is brought to you by Exponet USA. Trade show displays, step and repeat backgrounds, and more. When it comes to indoor signage, you've got a guy in Display J at Exponet USA. Speaking of returns, another very familiar face in unfamiliar circumstances.
Bachelor Pad, one half of Dog Nation.
We have not seen Sage Matthews in quite some time. One half of one of, okay, Sage. One half of the inaugural tag team champions, Dog Nation, alongside the top dog, Alan Clayball. They held those titles for just short of a year before falling prey to Nice and Smooth, who only recently just lost those titles after a year-long reign at the top. This is Sage's first appearance back in Voltage since he and Clayball faced Sexy and Blessed. No change in attitude of Scumdog Sage Matthews. This may be the first time we've actually seen Sage Matthews in singles competition here in Voltage Wrestling. He has been recently competing around the circuit as an individual. No word on the status.
No, I don't, sweetheart, so shut. So we're going to give you all a chance to give me my respect. 3, 2, 1, yeah!
Well, if there was ever any doubt that Alan Clayball was the calming influence on Sage Matthews, no doubt anymore. This is what the man is like, completely off the leash. You're not going to win a popularity contest against Cowpoke Paul, one of the most beloved wrestlers in Voltage history, the second Lightning champion. The Lightning division, our spotlight for the up-and-coming talent of the region. This match sure to have a lot of significance in that division. Cowpoke Paul, a perennial contender. And Sage Matthews, already a former champion, but now looking for singles gold. What an impressive win it would be for the Scumdog to take down the second man to ever hold the Lightning title. Back and forth. First blood goes to the dog, and he is marking his territory in the way that only Sage Matthews can. Unfortunately, Paul is a little too late with that declaration. That's the kind of thing you should bring up maybe at the beginning of the match to set your boundaries. Because as far as we saw, Scumdog already did. Looking forward to seeing how Sage Matthews has developed as a professional wrestler in his time away from Voltage. He has spent many excursions to South Korea. Cowpoke Paul now riding the dog like a horse. Wrong animal. Same spirit. Sage Matthews has become a world-traveled wrestler, as I mentioned. Multiple tours in South Korea, whereas Cowpoke Paul continues to take the United States by storm. The Yeehaw Kid, leader of the Cowpoke Posse. Cowpoke Paul taking control.
Should I kick his keister?
Well, we threw it to the crowd, and the crowd would like to see a kick to the keister. Sage Matthews didn't pull the referee in between him and Cowpoke per se, but certainly aligned himself for the best opportunity right there.
All day, cameraman.
Ferocious intensity by Sage Matthews, though he does seem to be obsessed with the camera getting his good side. And Sage Matthews, that's easy because he believes every side is his good side. The young man does not lack for confidence. No love lost whatsoever between these two. And we wondered if, as Sage Matthews has clearly grown as a wrestler, has he grown at all as a person? The answer, a definitive no. Still embracing the notion of being a scum dog. Sunset flip, and Cowpoke Paul is able to quickly change the momentum. Sage Matthews seemingly with a strategy of settling in after each effective offensive maneuver, but distracted by the crowd's love and adulation of Cowpoke Paul, really getting into the head, the heart, the mind, and the soul of Sage Matthews, and it consistently allows Cowpoke Paul the opportunity to get one step ahead. Big Bulldog to the dog. Cowpoke Paul looking to recharge. But Sage Matthews does not want Cowpoke Paul to get to a vertical base before him. Tries to interfere in the proceedings. Now both men are up, exchanging hammers to the head. Uppercut there by Cowpoke Paul. And even in the middle of a slugfest, Sage Matthews obsessed with the audience. It's one thing to be aware of your surroundings. It's another thing to have it completely overtake your brain. And this anger, is it fueling Sage or is it ruling Sage? Whiskey twist by Cowpoke Paul, and he becomes a heartbeat away from getting the victory. As if on cue, Vanish Hall coming to life for Cowpoke Paul, rooting on the rootin' tootin' Cowpoke as he continues to once again try and prospect for gold. Trying to manifest his destiny. Sage Matthews looking to show that this is still his yard. And even without Alan Clayball, he's the best dog in the yard too. There is fear in the eyes of Sage Matthews, or at the very least, incredulity that quickly turns to devastating and righteous anger. 3 sharp elbows right across the jawbone of Cowpoke Paul. And this seems to be more and more less about Paul and instead making a point to the Voltage faithful. Sage Matthews going up top, but again takes too much time. That has been the unfortunate failure of his strategy so far. Rodeo DDT, and Cowpoke Paul gets the big win. What a victory for the former champion over one half of Dog Nation. One of the most impressive tag teams we've ever had here in action. Next week, it will be the Royal Order and Dino and Flex Phenom, both in singles action. Going up against Naeem Brooks and Party McFly, respectively. Thank you for joining us here on Voltage Wrestling. I am Jason Heat, and let's give you all a hearty yeehaw to send you home.